All right, good evening, everybody. Today is October 20th, 2025. Meeting of the Library Advisory Commission is called to order. Madam Secretary, would you call order to determine quorum, please?
Chair Gulterra.
Here.
Vice Chair Meeker.
Here.
Commissioner Gavitt.
Here.
Commissioner Laverne Davis.
Here.
Commissioner Nicole Davis.
Here.
Let the record reflect all commissioners are present.
Okay, please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Ready to begin? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay. Now, commissioners, are there any change? I'm sorry, let's move on to the approval of the agenda first. Do we have any changes to the agenda, commissioners?
No.
None at this time, then. Okay, seeing none, go ahead and use your touchpads there. May I call for a motion and a second, please, to approve the agenda?
Sorry. Did anybody do a motion?
I don't think so. I don't see it.
How do you?
It doesn't look like it has any of us on here. Sorry.
Vern Davis moves to accept the agenda.
In a second.
I second the motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second.
We go. Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and move on to the administrative update. Mr. Rosales, may we have your update, please?
Sure, I'll give the general library updates, and then I will invite our assistant management analyst, Gretchen Sedlacek, to come down and give a presentation on our library closure. So first and foremost, an update for the Children's Library Expansion Project. Mobilization has begun. You can see that fencing has been installed around the Carol Carson Garden of Verses and kind of extends out into the dirt lot just north of the library. So Town Square Parkway along that area is closed for through traffic, but the parking lot remains open in its entirety, so that can still be used. However, the road closure will remain in effect throughout the entire duration of the construction project. Right now, site demolition is underway, so if you have been to the library lately, or if you haven't been to the library lately, you will see that the Carol Carson Garden Versus looks vastly different. The construction company has removed large portions of the wall. The trees also have been removed, and they're just getting the site ready. The site preparation will continue through October through early November, and with grading and compaction, so we're looking forward to that. From October through mid-December, the crews are going to focus on site utilities, which relates to storm drainage, utility structures, and tie-ins to existing systems. So all of that work is going to be happening quite soon. And then, according to the schedule, foundation and slab on-grade work is scheduled to go through mid-November through mid-January. So that's going to be pretty exciting stuff when we see the concrete actually being laid down. The library does intend to remain open throughout the duration of the entirety of the construction project, but there is going to be some changes. There will be a closure from November 3rd through the 7th, where we will be shifting collections, and I will let Gretchen speak about that when she comes down and gives her presentation. Continuing to fundraising and community support, currently the Murrieta Library Foundation has raised over $168,000, so they've been doing fantastic with the fundraising. Friends of the Murrieta Library is slated to give $104,000, but it could raise also as time goes on. And we are working with the water districts, and right now we've secured $110,000 in funding for the exterior garden. So the garden will be renovated and expanded, as mentioned before. So combined, right now, the total community and agency support exceeds about $382,000. So there's a lot of community support for this project. The foundation and library staff continues community outreach to get the word out and help raise funds. We recently were at the Cars and Bikes rally at Murrieta Mesa High School, and so that was in conjunction with their band. And we did recently give a presentation to the Murrieta Lions Club, which did result in a few donations as well. Speaking of fundraising, the foundation is going to be hosting 2 restaurant fundraisers to help support the project. First one is at Chick-fil-A this Wednesday, actually, October 22nd, the Chick-fil-A location on Madison. So you can go to that restaurant, mention the fundraiser, and a portion of the a percentage of the sales will go to benefit the expansion. And then on Tuesday, October 28th, the foundation has set up a fundraiser with Epic Wings, and they will be donating 20% of all sales that day. And you can just go in all day and mention the fundraiser as well. So both fundraisers offer an easy way to get involved. So hopefully we see you all there and get your dinners and lunches and all of that. We continue to work with the city's public information office to get all of these messaging out, We have messages right now about the closure on our city website. We're going to be posting stuff on social media, and we're also going to be posting a sign on the digital display board right here on Kalmia and Jefferson. Moving on to some staffing updates, we have conducted several recruitments, and we have done 2 internal promotions. We have 1 internal promotion, one of our staff members promoted to full-time library assistant 2, and another one to part-time library assistant 1. And we also have hired externally for 1 part-time library assistant 2, and also 2 part-time library pages. I know, kind of confusing. There's a lot of titles there with the 1s and the 2s, but we soon should be fully staffed. And I just wanted to, also make clear that all hiring and promotion decisions were basically based on merit and experience and with demonstrated qualifications in consistency with city policies and procedures, right? So right now, the new staff is onboarding, and so we are excited to have them help us with this move that we're going to be conducting. Some programs and events. In September was National Library Card Sign-Up Month. The campaign resulted in 475 new or renewed accounts, and several patrons received a tote bag through a opportunity drawing. So that was exciting. Regular programs such as Storytime, Library for All, Maker Workshops, Chess Club, and garden walkthroughs continue to gain strong attendance, as you can see in the attached statistics report. The library did participate in the Great Shakeout this year, so we actually evacuated patrons as well. Those of them that wanted to participate. Those that didn't want to participate just came back after the Great Shakeout. But it's never too much to be prepared for the next earthquake. And the Teen Advisory Council will be hosting the library's booth at the upcoming Dark in the Park Trunk or Treat event on October 24th. So we're excited to see what kind of booth they come up with, and I'm sure they will represent the library quite well. Regarding technology and operations, the library recently went over an update to Polaris, our integrated library system, which is basically the system that we use to check in and out materials, take care of patrons' accounts, fines and fees. So that went well. And now, just moving forward, we're going to look forward to the upcoming construction progress, continue to communicate to the public all of these changes and efforts, and support the foundations and the Friends fundraising opportunities, and the closure. So as I mentioned earlier, the closure will happen on November 3rd through the 7th. During the closure, we will offer curbside pickup, which will be from the 4th through the 7th. So for more on that, I'd like to invite Gretchen Sedlacek, our Assistant Management Analyst, to give a short presentation on some of the details of our closure.
Good evening, Commissioners and members of the public. My name is Gretchen Sedlacek, Assistant Management Analyst for the library, and I'm here this evening to talk about the upcoming temporary closure of the library. The library will be closed, as Melvin mentioned, for 5 days, Monday through Friday, November 3rd through November 7th, to safely relocate materials and furniture in preparation for construction on the Children's Library Expansion Project. This short closure allows staff and project partners to complete the move efficiently and safely before renovations to the current children's area begin later in November. Library staff and moving contractors will move the children's collection, furniture, and shelving to temporary locations within the library and storage areas. This will ensure that the library can continue to serve the community during construction. The library will be offering curbside pickup for holds on Tuesday, November 4th through Friday, November 7th, next to the staff entrance on the south side of the building. When an item or items are ready, the patron will receive a notification with instructions for pickup. Browsing the collection inside of the library will not be available during the closure. The outdoor book returns will remain open throughout the closure, and Library of Things items can be returned at the curbside pickup location next to the staff entrance. Digital resources, ebooks, and audiobooks will remain available 24/7 via the library's webpage, and library staff will be available by phone and email to answer questions during the closure week. However, in-person programming, computer use, and printing will be paused and will resume after reopening. When the library reopens on Saturday, November 8th, the layout will look a little different. For example, the current children's area will be blocked off for construction and renovations. The children's collection and seating area will be temporarily located in the current teen area. The teen collection will be partially moved into the adult area. Some furniture and shelving will be stored off-site during construction to make room for the work area. Library programs and events will take place in the lab. These changes are temporary and will remain in place until the new children's area is completed in the fall of 2026. Construction has begun in the Carol Carson Garden of Verses, as Melvin mentioned, and will begin in the children's area later in November and is anticipated to continue through October 2026. As always, you can follow the City of Murrieta and Murrieta Public Library on social media and visit the library's webpage for construction updates, service changes, and reopening news. This concludes my presentation. Are there any questions or comments? No.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Okay, that concludes our administrative updates, if there's no questions or comments.
I
Okay.
have a question.
Sure.
Oh, sorry. Are the restaurant fundraisers on social media so we can share them?
Yes, they should be on our social media. We did
Okay.
post the flyers,
Okay.
and I believe they're also on the foundation's social media page as well.
Okay, thank you.
I did have one thing. Remember the folders that I think the city made out about the expansion?
Yes, the brochure you're referring to back
but
a
it was-
couple years
it was
ago?
big.
Yes, uh-huh.
Yeah. Do we have any more of those?
I think we've given all of those out, so we haven't reprinted any, but we do have some flyers available. They're available at the front of the library.
Okay.
And then also we've just given some to the front desk here at City Hall.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, at this time, let's go ahead and move on to public comments. We'll take any public comments. Any person may address the library, let me try that again. Any person may address the Library Advisory Commission on any subject pertaining to city business, which does not relate to any item listed on the agenda. Normally, no action may be considered or taken by the Library Advisory Commission on any matter not listed on the agenda. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. Madam Secretary, do we have any non-agenda public comments?
Thank you, Chair. We do not have any non-agenda public comments.
Okay, then, let's go ahead and move on to the consent calendar. All matters listed on the consent calendar are to be considered routine by the governing body and will be enacted by one motion in the form listed. There will be no discussion of these items unless, before the governing body votes on the motion to adopt, specific items are removed from the consent calendar for separate motions. Okay, so at this point, using your touchpads, may I call for a motion and a second, please, to approve items 1 and 2 on the consent calendar.
Motion carries unanimously 5-0.
Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and move on to discussion items. Mr. Rosales, may we have your report on the bulletin board handouts and petitioning policy, please?
Sure. So the bulletin board handout and petitioning policy basically outlines guidelines for our community information boards and information racks. And so basically our mission is to provide educational and cultural and civic information to the community while maintaining a safe and neutral, welcoming environment for all patrons. So with this in mind, we took a look at our existing policy, and we decided to revise accordingly. And so what this policy does is basically it establishes procedures for submitting materials for posting and distribution. It ensures equitable access of the limited display space that we have in the library. It clarifies prohibited content, and it also manages expressive activities such as petitions consistent with the First Amendment. So the last revision to this policy took place back in 2022, and this year we conducted a review of the policy in coordination with the city's attorney's office to ensure that the policy remains compliant with constitutional standards governing public spaces, and that the language also reflects the best practices for library spaces. With that, I'd like to open it up to the commission for any questions, comments, recommendations regarding the policy. Otherwise, the recommendation tonight is basically to recommend that the commission review and recommend the approval of the revised policy if there are no recommended edits.
Okay, commissioners, does anyone have any comments on the policy?
I don't know if I have a comment, but a question.
Sure.
And I don't want to put you on the spot by
okay.
any means, but
Yeah.
can you kind of talk about some of the changes that were made, or do we make any changes from the 2022 policy?
Yes, there was one, the major change was a redundancy. So there was an extra section in here that talked about basically the distribution guidelines and the commonly posted materials. Again, And so we reduced that redundancy by just incorporating it all into one section. Another change was that since we are allowing community newspapers, we took out some verbiage regarding like political candidates, ads, things of that nature, because community newspapers could potentially include some of that content.
Okay, so like candidates, aren't putting anything on the bulletin boards or any, like candidates for local office, you say?
Yeah, so this was more in the community newspapers. Like if a community newspaper, if we accept community newspapers, we would have to allow, if they put a candidate's information inside of that community newspaper, we would have to allow it. Otherwise, it would be content-based prohibition, which would be kind of, I guess, against the First Amendment. I'm not too sure with the attorneys, right? So they recommended that change.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Seeing no other comments or having any questions at this point, could we use our touchpads and make a motion and a second, please, to recommend the adoption of the bulletin board handouts and petitioning policy?
Motion carries unanimously, 5-0.
Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to commission member announcements. Commission member announcements is the opportunity for commissioners to provide miscellaneous reports and announcements. You will, at this, let me fast forward here. So if you have any miscellaneous or reports or announcements to make, this would be the time for that. We'll start with Vice Chair Meeker.
Oh, none for me, thank you.
Commissioner Gavitt.
No, I don't have anything.
Commissioner Laverne Davis.
No, thank you.
Commissioner Nicole Davis.
I have a question.
Yes, sure.
Are you doing the booth at the Santa's arrival?
Oh, yes.
Does that
Thank you. I totally forgot to put that in my
Oh,
update.
good.
Yes.
Okay, good.
We will be participating at the Santa's arrival, event at the Temecula Promenade on November 15th. And so we are very excited about that. My apologies. Commissioner Davis was actually the one that was able to connect us with the event coordinator of it. And so I think this is going to be a fantastic opportunity for us to get the word out, not only about the library, but primarily about the expansion and all the exciting things coming up. So we're excited to participate on that. So that'll be November 15th from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay.
Great. I just want to make sure it worked out. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, that took some getting started, so thanks for doing that. Yeah. Let's go ahead and continue with commission member requests to add items to future agendas. Commission members' requests to add items to future agendas is the opportunity for commissioners to request a particular item or items to be added to next meeting agenda. You will address, I'm sorry, I almost said that differently again. Vice Chair Meeker, do you have anything?
No, thank you.
Commissioner Gavitt?
No.
Commissioner Laverne Davis?
No.
And Commissioner Nicole Davis?
No, thank you.
I really enjoyed the last time I read back through the notes of the last meeting when you brought the high school students out. It was fantastic. I loved hearing from them. I'd like to hear almost an update on how it's going. They said they were going to look into some things to bring in future, not future, but current students in the future to
Yes.
start packing out the library. Just want to know how that was going. It doesn't need to necessarily be the next meeting, but eventually, maybe at the semester, seeing how they're doing again.
Yes, I think that would be a fantastic idea. They actually just met, I believe, yesterday. So the group, I believe we have the largest teen advisory council we have right now to date. So we're excited about the participation. And I believe, the next time we have them back, I'm sure they'll be very thrilled to be before you again to give another update.
That's all, and that's all I have, you guys. Okay, so with no further business, may I ask for consensus to adjourn the meeting? We have nothing else pending, so each commissioner will respond. So can I get, I don't need a first and a second for this one, but I'll just read through here. Vice Chair Meeker. Aye or nay?
Aye, thank you.
Commissioner Gavitt, sorry, I probably should have.
Aye.
Commissioner Laverne Davis.
Aye.
And Commissioner Nicole Davis.
Aye.
It's helpful not to go off script very often. This meeting is now adjourned. Thank you all for being here. Really appreciate it.